joining the stream. Okay, waiting to be paired up. Obviously, I'm not going to cover 4 hours. I'm not going to play 4 hours Blitz on chess.org. But 60 minutes, 90 minutes, it is doable, I guess. With some running commentary to whatever happens on the board here. You guys see the stuff, right? Okay, cool. Let's play this one. I guess we're gonna go with the F2. We want to go for that one. Not anymore because they blocked it, but I'm playing to knights attacking. I can take on e5, which is this guy here. I could take now, for instance. Bishop e6 attacking this guy. Probably they're going to play this after I do bishop to e6. I'm going to slightly resize the board so you guys having more on your screens. Thanks for joining. Thanks for following. Thanks for liking and such. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I don't want to give them the bishop. So I'm not giving them the bishop. Attacking this guy here twice, which is currently defended. Okay. That's that. Not a very ambitious move, but I need to know where exactly they're planning on getting that guy. Maybe trying on this A file, perhaps. We'll see. Okay. Well, let's get the rook. Also, I could play queen to h4, I think. Do I take now? Let me think for a second here. Can I play queen to g? Queen to g. The guy can fork and stuff. That's just getting weird. Let's play this then. Probably we play this. Not sure. It doesn't look good to trade over there, right? Not sure yet. Can I go with the queen here? Not sure. Maybe this and then this. I'm weakening the dark squares very much if I do that, you see. Sorry, let's try this then. It's not that great, but the only reason I played rook here, well, it's not the only reason, I think there's others, but I just want to propose a queen exchange, and I don't want to having a bad pawn structure. He wants to reroute that bishop for a checkmate threat. He want to make a battery here with a bishop c2. So now I played queen e6. Okay, we'll take it from here now. Let me think. I could play this one, but I could play the knight itself. Can I? I think so. Let's see what's next. I'm very keen on trading off the queens. Very keen on doing that. I think actually it's a beautiful game. I think this is a great game. So let's attack again. Again, I'm attacking the queen. So queen has to react to this h6 move. Next, okay, well, let's take a step by step. We could do this one, I guess. Probably we should. Yeah, but I'm not missing too much. I tried to stop the guy from playing bishop c2 for the time being. I don't know for how long I can be successful with this, but I guess it probably... he still wants to play this. Definitely he wants to play this. So let's propose this idea. Not great, but what exactly I'm supposed to be responding to. Because bishop c2, and then I have an issue indeed. So queen to g. Now, hell, we could try this. Ain't that bad after all. Maybe he blunders. If they don't blunder, I mean, look, I trade queen anytime. I trade the queens anytime. So let's see where exactly he is going to moving the queen, and we'll take it from there. Okay. He nicked the pawn, brother. Let's hit them again. He gotta move the queen, right? Correct. Oh, sugar. Now he nicked the pawn from me and stuff and all, so what can I say? I could do this. Bishop takes, though. That doesn't look good, so can we do this? Certainly. But then they take the queen. That is true. And then I'll take. That is true. Not sure, though. Okay, let's take. Sorry. Now, where exactly we're supposed to be going? Rook here? Awful. This guy here? We'll try something. So after they take, I might be able to do that. But, yeah, well. You know, he got a bishop pair. He got almost 1 minute and almost 90 seconds up or something. So he got more time than me. I'm streaming for the time being. Okay. Yeah, you can. Okay. Okay. So they took. No, they didn't take. They pushed the pawn. Okay. So maybe we'll take on a2 after all. I assume they have to take now on a3. Can you shut the door, please? Okay. So I'm going to be resizing. Then thanks for the follow. Thanks for subscribing. So let's play this one with the attempt to do something along this file here. It doesn't feel okay, but at least I'm attacking the pawn on d5 if I can. What else? It's 5-0. There is no increment. There is no sec increment or anything. And maybe this, maybe that. I still have a bishop looking at this diagonal here. There might be something along this file. Now let's take the pawn. Yeah. Did I blunder? No. So we're gonna go here now. All right. Well, what do I do with this? Can we play this idea? I think it works. After all, the bishop's being hit now. And let's see. So we gotta push again. After he plays, say, bishop b3 or something. We gotta push this guy again. We have to. We have to. 26 seconds. I feel I should be able to play the position. It's quite aggressive and cool. I don't have the time, but hey. Pre-move. No. Blunder. Because that guy was hanging. Big time hanging. Massive blunder. Massive blunder. Due to time issue. So if you wonder, it's because of the time issues. Yeah. I shouldn't do pre-move. Oh, Christ, no. Yeah, time issues. Otherwise, I would have drawn. So, yeah, sorry. So that's that. Blitz that became bullet. 2 seconds now. Okay, so I like the game, but it's just in the end. So let me show you where I think it was actually quite drawish. Under no circumstance, black's losing this. I mean, you don't lose this unless you're having 5 seconds or something, which I did have the issue. So here, black is not losing. There's no loss for black here. You can't lose this. So I think I put up a very nice game, but then again, the guy fought faster than me. He was faster than me. Hey, Taro. Yeah, no, it was a good game. Actually, I'm telling you, it was a bloody good game. It was very good middle game tactics. It was a very decent ending. I think in the middle game towards the ending, I played incredibly decent. And the current position on the screen is perfectly drawable, if not slightly winnable for black. Hello, Quintana. Thanks for the follow, thanks for the likes, thanks for the subscribing. That helps me, fellas. So don't be shy with the those buttons. Okay, back to 20 now. Okay, let's see if I manage to move a little bit faster. Just a little bit. Okay. Planning on to getting the center, then potentially making a... Wait a minute, let me just go grab more space. So plans are bishop b5, c3 now winning a tempo by hitting the black bishop. Let me take the pawn, just making sure that guy had disappeared. Okay, yeah, that's not... Okay, now pinning the knight. There's actually... White is really enjoying a very good position here. White is doing very well. Notice, guys, notice, my friends, how the black knight on g8 doesn't have available squares. Did you notice that? And now if I want to make it more complicated for them, I'm going to play this. That's weird. I'm going to hit the queen with this. What is he going to do? He's going to place himself in a pin, I suppose, by playing... Yeah, exactly right. Now, I think we're doing very well here. I could do this or I could do that. I'm not sure which one. I like this. I really do. Or I can let them castle first. Or should I do this? Nah, I like this very much. Why, you may wonder? Because I'm attacking the bishop. Okay. Well, let's take now. Let's take now. There is enormous potential here. Knight a3 is not that great, but I need to connect my rooks. And frankly, could I... No, I can't do this because there is queen and knight defending h4. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let's see. Let's see. Well, let's go with the stuff we said. And also, guys, noticed after this, I'm able to play also potentially this guy here if needed, which I'm gonna do straight away. Or I'm not even sure. Wait a minute. The guy's gonna play this. Okay, let's do it in this fashion. Yeah, okay, it's a bit painful dropping queen from e3 to c1, but I guess I could just kick him away with this. I think it's okay. I think we're doing good. I still think we're doing good with white here. I still think I'm okay. b2 to b3, knight has to go. I see. So I'm going to play this one first. And then, so that he can't play knight a3 and nonsense like this. And there is always this and stuff. I think it's good if I manage to. Okay. So let's make sure that the knight on c4 had disappeared. Disappeared meaning we're going to send that guy over to the a5. Yeah, but I'm attacking them now, so they have to move the knight away. They have to. Okay. Maybe I need to play the queen somewhere, or the knight. So let's play this guy now. Do we? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not super convinced. Let's see. He could play this. Okay. I'm not sure I should take on e6, frankly. I'm not sure I should be taking on e6. Again, we have to adjust to what our opponent plays. So let's see what he moves first, and then I'll take it from there. So they took. I'm taking back, and I have to move the queen because he's going to put a rook on the c file. There you go. Let me see. Yeah, I have to play here because the bishop needs a little bit of defense. He wants to double up on the c. Certainly. Let's play this now. That's not good. a3. a3. That ain't very good. But there is counterplay. There is a bit of counterplay. Maybe. We'll see about that. Rook takes, rook takes, rook takes, queen takes. This guy is still supported by the queen. I have to be careful with this guy. Just not forget about it. Okay, maybe this after all, but we'll see. We'll take it from there. Queen also defends now a3, so it's kind of cool. Let's see. Perhaps, just perhaps, it is time to dropping the knight back somehow. Let's see. Maybe not. Oopsie daisy, what's this? Free pawn? Or he tricks me into something? That looks like a free pawn to me. Yeah, what the heck, sure. I agree. Okay, now, mister. Let's take the bishop off. I think should be okay-ish at this stage, right? Well, white should be winning. So I'm telling you now, objectively, white should be winning here. I'm looking for trading off the queens. amongst many others ideas. You want to jump here and things, right? Well, we'll take now. So I think he moves the king somewhere, and I have to push this guy up. He has to take now. Well, I'll take. And I'll block with the other queen. It was very sharp towards the end. I gotta tell you this. It was really sharp towards the end. He played very well. He played very well up to a point. But very sharp. Very sharp. As I said, I think it's a big plus here. It's a big plus because white is doing better. He shouldn't have given me that pawn. So this move that he played, a5 to a4, it's completely unnecessary. Well, it's not doing great, black here. They don't do great here. It's nothing great. So it helps white to create a pass pawn on the a file. So that's not a good one for them to play. This one further weakens the black king. So anyway, as you would imagine, they had time issues, and that goes for everybody, including myself. The previous game, I was doing absolutely fine until I got like under 5 seconds or something. So, hey, thanks very much for follow, like, subscribe. Greatly appreciate, guys. I'm just sticking with the monthly Blitz Arena, Mr. Henry William. Why don't you join? Why don't you join? It's organized on, it's happening on leeches.org. So feel free to. You guys can do this as well. I mean, if you want to analyze one of your rapids at some point, we could try, perhaps, of course. Okay. That's not Magnus Carlsen. They're streaming. Nah, that's someone that took his username and pretending it is, but it's not. Okay, so here we are here now. Pairing up, waiting to be paired up. Okay, let's play. I'm streaming, dude. You alright? We need to look, copy paste the link with your last rapid. Let's see what doesn't work in your rapid. We need to see exactly what's not working there. It could be Could be middle game tactic, could be opening down badly, could be many things. So I think we should be having a look. Can't get there with this guy. Well, so that's your username. Okay, you're talking about the other platform. Okay, drop me a message, William Henry, and we'll discuss about that. I can have a quick look at your Rapid if you you're talking about the chess.com things. Do you normally play only chess as well? Or you know something? If you put a PGN on the chat somehow, I'm happy to look into. And yeah, if you want some private lesson, then of course we can do that too. Okay. This one smells of a draw here, but it's far from over because we're humans. Queen b6 would be an idea. I want to get here. Queen a5 might be another idea. Queen b6 is kind of good. Bishop here f6, maybe. I have to be careful with this though. So maybe I should play the knight. I'm not sure. How bad is this? They might do a little bit of frustrating ideas. I'm not sure. This one, we can c6. Okay, heck, let's play this and then this. I want to trade off the bishop. If you want to play threefold repetition, h4, g3, h4, g3, I'm more than happy to. Alright, so that's a link to a chess.com game, I say. Any chances to get just the PGN, Henry? Hello, Badger71. Okay, this one attacks b2 if I do it. Queen b4, attacking the b2. It's not that they can't defend, of course they can. Is it me again or it just takes me forever? That's not a good move. b5. No, I can't let them fork. Okay. I'm not sure what exactly the guy wanted to do with this. I'll tell you something. He helped me a little bit. He helped me a great deal. He did help me a little bit. I suppose. That was not probably the best stuff. When I push the b5, I've created the weakness on c6 and stuff. Let's trade off stuff here. Here. Let's trade off a little bit. Hello, Darsh. I'm still functioning. I'm drinking some energy drinks. I don't want to promote the drink because they haven't sponsored my stream. So it's just something with caffeine and things. A little bit cold. This guy's hanging as well. Should I take? If I take, they take with a queen. It's a little bit annoying. I want to do very many things. I want to do very many things here. I'll tell you why I play King f8. I played King f8 because I want to take, and in case they take with the queen, I want to get a tempo by hitting the queen, but I'm not sure that was the best course of action. Okay, the guy helped me a little bit. Let's see. This guy is hanging, right, on a2. What's he doing? So I could take here, potentially. I could, sort of, and probably I should. Is it the strongest though? Lousy move. Okay. Yes. I see. Maybe. 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 Oh, 54 seconds. Oh, my lord. Yeah. All right, Henry. We'll try give it a go, brother. Let me just try to finalize this blitz. That is actually... This blitz that's actually a bullet now. And yeah, if it's bullet, it's difficult. Maybe. It takes me a billion years to construct that thing, but probably I should. Attacking this guy twice, right? Oh, okay. Gotta be very careful of this stuff here. If there's any background things, gotta be careful though. Bang, boom. I could. Potentially. We could potentially. We gotta take the bishop first after they take here. I've got queen b1 winning the rook if he doesn't react to that. Again, yeah, well, not anymore. Check here. We got another check here. Or I could just simply double up. Oh my god, blunder. 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 Big blunder. Yeah, he won a trade now, of course. Blunder. Oh, what am I doing? There's no perpetual. There's no background there. And 23 seconds. Blunder, the biggest blunder. He goes twice for that guy. I can't defend him unless I'm playing this, but he's gonna trade off and that's that. Yeah, I blundered the piece. I just blundered the piece. What's he doing, man? He was supposed to trade off the queen and win. Okay. Okay. Gonna try to make this as difficult as I can for them. Let me see if I can move fast enough. You're kidding me, man? Of course it's gonna be very difficult, this end game. Check. I'm playing pre-move c2. I don't even know I don't know what's he gonna move. I don't know what he's going to play. There you go. c3 pre-move. I haven't got a clue what he's going to play. Queen pre-move. 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 I don't know what he's gonna play. I literally have no idea what he's gonna play. Pre-move. 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 That's it. Pre-move, pre-move, pre-move. So after I did the blunder, he was just simply supposed to take off my queen with his queen and then just simply keep the rook on the game, in the game, and that was that. He played then a blunder after me. So here, he was completely winning. After this, no, white is not winning. That's not that great. It's just the problem with the time that my opponent... I mean, look at this. Queen takes... So white is supposed to play very simply here. Queen takes d5. pawn takes d5, and then rook whether d7 or b7, equally good because this guy's going to be captured, queen or whatever. Do it quickly. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly right. But when we're talking about blitz and bullet, things are getting crazy. And now white is lost. One move ago he was winning, and now white is losing. You can't, because there's a pawn majority here. And with the most correct game, with the most correct play, black is winning this. So I'm really, I didn't do anything great. There's nothing great. It was horrible. The blunder that I played was horrible. But then he blundered as soon as, and that's that. That was that. Difficult. Yeah, it's the time issue. So, fellas, in the bullet and blitz, you wouldn't normally play those lousy moves. If you played rapid or classical, you would see all that stuff, and everyone will probably do very decent reactions and replies, but that's that. Now, where is that thing? Our friend William sent us a link here. Let's see if I can access it. I'll try to copy paste briefly that thing because I'm on a different. I'll try copy the PGN and put it on to. Give me a sec, brother. I need to go back to Leeches, you see. So, info. Moves. Share the PGN. So let me see if I can get the PGN and put it over to Leeches and stuff. Bear with me a second. So when I'm advertising the platform that's this or that, I try to stick to that. I think that's fair for everybody. Copy to clipboard. Give me a sec, mate. Okay, I copy to clipboard. Let me go back to analysis board here. Let me see if I can copy paste. PGN. Paste. We might be in luck. Yeah, you guys see it. That's it. I've copy pasted your game that you played, William. Okay, let's look through the moves you played. And if you need more analysis or coaching, let me know. We can arrange. Okay, let's look through the moves you played. Let me cover everything. Were you white or black here? Just what color have you had? Were you white or black in this game? So you had white here or you played black? So that's the game that you've copy-paste the... so you're black. Okay, cool. Let me flip the board then. Yep, cool stuff. E6. Yeah, E6 with the purpose of playing D5. And then knight F6. And then C5. And let's see what the opponent plays. If you really want to go E6, not a problem. Of course you could play E6. C6, D5, knight F6, E6. You could do them all. You could do even E5. A3. A bit slow. I guess he wants to further expanding, but B4. And then let me cover his moves as well. So I don't want to see nothing. You play French as black. Well, he reacted C4. So you try to stick with the same structure of the French with E6, D5, if I understand, Henry. Okay. So you do D4, C4 when you're white, if you play the Queen's Gambit. And when you're having black, you normally go with E6, D5. The only setback, Henry, is that when you go for E6 and then D5, you're kind of like making your bishop bad. So this bishop will almost eternally being bad on this diagonal. And you would have to contrive some B7, bishop A6 if you want to get him out. So, okay. Let's continue. C6. You really delayed the battle for the center. I would have pushed D5 straight away here. I would have pushed D5 immediately. So, okay, C6 is playable. A bit weird, but you could do it. You know the guy can play E4, potentially, and maybe discouraging you to play now D5, so to speak. Although it's not a discouragement, but definitely looks weird. I would have played d5. Knight c3. Okay, you could still push. Finally, d5. Okay. You made a lot of pawn moves, Henry. It's not the end of the game. You didn't do a big blunder or anything, but you did a lot of pawn moves. I would have played some knight until now. Okay, d4. Knight f6. e3, fine. a6. Okay. Bishop e7 also good. Knight b7. Bishop e7, knight b7, a6. You do a lot of pawn moves. And the other guy, h3. There's no one coming on g4. Weird. Normally, Henry, h3 is when you try to prevent the other guy to pinning you, to attacking your queen, or playing the knight. But there's nobody coming on g4, so the guy wastes a little bit of time here. h3 is not necessary here. It's completely unnecessary. That's a good move you played, Henry. Bishop d6 is a good one because you position your bishop on this dark square diagonal. You have to pay attention, though, to c5 coming down. Luckily for you, Henry, you've got c7 accessible for your bishop. Knight f3. He spared you a little bit. Maybe you should take on c4. Maybe you should take on c4. Just not allow c5. You've castled. He played queen c2. Okay. I think I'd seriously consider taking on c4. You play rook e. Okay, you want to prepare some e5? But maybe you've got to play knight b7 first and then. Because I don't want to trade off my bishop. That bishop is so precious to me. So I'd consider probably knight b7 and then pushing this guy. Good. Good. So on purpose, I've covered the moves, so I don't see what you played or the other guy. So for me, it's total surprise. And I'm also just trying to apply all the stuff I can personally understand. Yeah, c5 was to be expected. So for this reason, I think taking on c4 might have been beneficial. You could still drop the bishop on b8. So you could still play bishop b8 potentially, and then some queen c7, a good old battery here. Okay. You could. Bishop c7. Bishop c7. You kind of like a little bit lacking space, but I guess you can play. Yeah, you could play bishop c7. Okay. Then maybe you break through with some b6, challenging those pawns, perhaps. Bishop b8 also playable. Okay. b6. You gotta go for the b6 and e5. Actually, if I was black here, I would 99.99. I would go with e5, William. You gotta go e5 here, brother. You play e5 now because white hasn't castled. It's a move that challenges them. So e5 screams to be played. b6, not so. I'm gonna forget about b6. The move that black is supposed to do is just go e5. I don't know what the software would say, but I'm telling you what looks incredibly cool to play now. e5. You've castled. You develop most of your pieces with the exception of the bishop on c8. And your opponent hasn't castled their king. They still have to figure out the bishop where to go. Attack, open up the e file. You very elegantly place the rook on the e file, open up. You've got to open up. So you have to open up the E. Ah, there you go. You played it. That's exactly the move I would have played. Now you have to take on d4. Let me see if there's something better. Hell, actually you've got two things here. Either taking or moving forwards. Which one is it? I wonder. I'm thinking out loud, actually. If we move forward, we're taking a lot of space. We're kicking this guy away. Maybe in just a couple of moves, you manage to do bishop b8, queen c7, and then maybe you have something very, very, very serious. Not mentioning, when you play some knight f8, maybe you can sack some bishop on h3 and stuff. So I'll tell you something. The more I look at it, the more I'm convincing myself about playing e4 now. You're taking space. You kick the knight on f3 away. You are ready to form a battery with the bishop and the queen, threatening some checkmates on h2. I try to be very practical. So I hope it makes sense, Henry. There you go, man. That's exactly the stuff I would have played myself. So you did very well. You need to shuffle a little bit things here. You need to get this knight d7 play maybe via f8, g6. You have to try something like this. Then maybe g6, maybe knight h4. You have to be ready. Just cook a battery here. Bishop b8, queen c7. Black is really enjoying this. You are really enjoying this. Just simple stuff. Bishop b8, queen c7. He got an issue. Whatever he plays is going to weaken the white king furthermore. The bishop on c1 doesn't exist. The rook on a1 doesn't exist. Does do nothing. You have a incredibly dominant pawn structure there, Henry. So you are really doing very well here. Really, really well. You should be winning this, brother. No b6. No way. Yeah, no b6. So that's the thing you shouldn't have played. No b6. You don't blunder per se. You're not like dropping piece or something. But that's not the focus. That's not your problem. Henry, your objective is not to play b6 now. Even if the guy takes back and you take back with the knight or whatever. Your objective is not opening b or c or no. So this is the moment, Henry. I'm going to tell you something. I think you need to investigate bishop b8, queen c7. Sorry, I'm coming up with these ideas, but this is a serious threat here. And if you want to do something with the bishop on c8, just consider knight f8, knight g6. And frankly, I don't know what white can play. If you do bishop b8, queen c7, Henry, honestly, what do you think about this? And the question goes for all of our friends, actually, that are watching this stream together. Thanks for the like and the follow and stuff, guys. So bishop b8, queen c7 seems to be a very serious threat. And I'm not sure what white's supposed to be playing against. b6 is not the stuff. Now let's ask the Almighty. I'm suggesting seriously bishop b8. So let me tell you my candidate moves and my human plan. Bishop b8, queen c7, knight f8, knight g6. That's exactly. If he pushes f3, Henry, that works for you, brother. You couldn't care less about that one. That's his problem. He weakens the king's position. In the minute he decides to play f3, he weakens all the dark squares furthermore. All the dark squares are even weakened more. You just take on f3, let him take back. You just play bishop b8, queen c7. If he plays f3, probably you take. He got a weak pawn on e3. He lost the dark squares completely. It's a minus 0.50, minus 0.60, I think. And we're going to ask the engine in a second. But before we ask the engine, we have to think for ourselves. And then we see if we were kind of correct or not. So f3 is bad for white. Any pawn he pushes is very bad for them. Let's find out. h6 says the Almighty. Bishop b8. Okay, my line that I told you, and I also told you it's a minus 0.60, post 70, I think, and I was right. I also was right when I told you knight f8. There you go, the fourth line of the engine. I gave you, okay, the fourth line and the fifth line of the engine, but I hope you understand that it's really very efficient. It goes for the kill. Whatever your opponent plays, it weakens the king side even more. No, you're one step ahead because you do the attack, you call the shots here. The almighty engine wants h6, but f3 really can't be stopped. I'm a human, and I'm telling you, bishop b8, queen c7 are the biggest headache for white here. And that's exactly what I would have played. And if you had played that, would have been great. Also, knight f8, I did tell you about knight f8. And that's the fourth line on the engine. I can live with that. I didn't tell you anything wrong. Everything I told you, it's good. It's good. b6 is completely unnecessary. Bishop b2, I assume he doesn't have anything to play anyway. You took. That's not that good, I guess, because he could take with the d, and then you're helping the guy to enjoying this bishop diagonal. Henry, this is the stuff, brother. You took on c5. Do you know what that means? You allow this guy to capture back with d4 takes c5. Do you know what that means? That as soon as the knight on c3 goes, God knows where, I don't know, somewhere, then the bishop on b2 becomes incredibly dangerous for you. So you are directly contributing to helping your opponent. Hello, Sam. What would you say, Henry? Am I a little bit correct about this idea? Would you agree? It's important to understand that, because I guess this sort of stuff gets you in trouble. You help your opponent here with the last move you played. You really gifted the guy the dark square diagonal. You gifted him. Well, it was useless, but now you made that bishop very active. So yeah, the bishop was useless. But now, well, you shouldn't have played b6. You shouldn't have played b6. Yes, e6 is a potential weakness. Medium long term. There was completely unnecessary b6. So that's what I tried to make it clear. b6 was very unnecessary. I mean, now you're really lucky. The guy is supposed to take with d here, not with b. If he took with d, he actually had a full diagonal bishop available for them. So you're a bit lucky, because he could have taken with the d. So he didn't play the strongest move. a5. So, Henry, you are playing a lot on the queen side, and that's not your target. You're wasting your great opportunities. So you open up unnecessarily the b. You're lucky the other guy didn't take with d. And now you're pushing the a pawn. That doesn't have to do anything with anything. Even if I understand from a human point of view that you're pushing the a because you want to get the bishop on a6 and challenge this guy because your bishop doesn't do nothing. But when I suggested knight f8, knight g6, that would have opened up your bishop, that you actually suffer because it doesn't do nothing. Actually, one tempo and your bishop is a killer. Hey, yeah. So one move, one knight move, and this bishop on c8 is actually killing everything. That's exactly what is. So a5 doesn't have to do with nothing. Now you need to get knight to f8 and knight to g6, and your pieces are ecstatic. Now you have to take en passant. f4, you gotta take en passant now. You can't allow this to settle like this. You have to take en passant, I reckon. Yeah, maybe yes, maybe not. Nah, you gotta take en passant. I would have taken now with this guy, and e3 would be a forever weakness for them. That's their problem to defend against. So another idea for you, Henry, here. Your e4 black pawn has to take on f6, and now you're getting the rook. And now you get the other rook on the b, and hit them on b, and hit them on the e file. Your bishop wouldn't have been weakened if you played the sequence we discussed previously. You were supposed to take en passant, to my understanding. You play knight f8 now. It would have been great to have played it earlier on. You allowed the guy to expand, dude. You really allowed him to expand. You still have some play, of course. His bishop on b2 is bad. You still have some stuff. Pushing perhaps one more time and then getting the bishop here. Try to do this kind of stuff. You didn't take en passant, so now your bishop probably not that great here. You gotta redeploy your bishop via a5 to attacking a1 and stuff. You try to stop the knight, I gather, but let me tell you something. He could actually play... Well, he can't do it now because this guy is hanging, right? So he has to be careful of this. Okay. Maybe you could do this. Maybe you could do this. It's, yeah, maybe just rooks. Actually, maybe just rooks. Or pushing a and then getting the bishop here. You still have counterplay here. There is still stuff to do. Yeah, you can still play. I don't think you chose the best moves, but you're shuffling those knights. Yeah, okay. Maybe you could go knight h5, knight takes, knight takes. Maybe you can. That doesn't do nothing. Does he want to push the g now? Okay, you push the a4. Yeah, exactly. He pushes the g, but I don't think that's good for them. I don't think that's good for them. Yeah, that's probably a good subtlety you played here. Yeah. He can't push the g because h3, so to speak, is imbalance. He doesn't play the strongest one. Good. Okay. h3 is hanging now, so you could take potentially h3. He defended. You could jump knight f5. You could jump knight f5, which you did. Now, knight f5 is just simply going for a couple of weaknesses. e3 is a problem for them. In the minute he pushed the f, the e pawn becomes very weak. And now you target it. He defends, but you can actually punish them with this. Bishop a5. And I think he got an issue after you play bishop a5. That's exactly the move I would have played. Here, in this position, I mean. Bishop a5 is the move that actually wins the game. And because you played the rapid now, I think the guy is done here. Is done. Knight takes c3, he's smoked, he's done. That's it. Game over. Get some rooks on the b. Let me see. Is there anything else we could do, possibly? No one attacks your knight, so leave up there. So, you know something? Just get your rooks, brother. Just get your rooks. Try to maybe double up the rooks. Yeah, no, that's great. You got no problem. Okay, you want to make a fork. I understand. You played the knight because you want to push this guy. Okay, makes sense. I think that works too. It works. I normally I don't get my guys backwards. I try to increase the attack. But I think this very elegant knight withdrawal threatens a fork. I think it's a serious threat. But on the other hand, it just blocks a bit the queen. But I think you can live with that. A fork is a fork, though. You could still... Yeah, you could still push it. Hell. What are you doing? You want to go knight f3 and fork. Okay, that works too. Too many threats for them. Yeah, that's good. Very good outpost. Very good outpost. Yeah. You took a lot of space, and now you took the rook, and he should resign probably. I would leave the queen here, and I think I would just play the rooks. I'd play the rook. I don't know which one. Maybe this rook on the A file. Why queen b5? So, if you play the rook, after he moves the knight to defend this guy, maybe you can move and double up on things. There's many good moves. There's so many good moves here. Even queen straight, I guess, because you got the maybe queen b3. You have to simplify the game greatly now. You mustn't complicate it. You mustn't complicate it. You mustn't allow him counterplay because he's still got 3 minor pieces. Yeah, you have to trade off the queens. Queens have to go. You have to attack the bishop. Okay, you push the pawn. Probably that works. Probably rook b8 might work as well. You take with the knight, I guess. Attack the queen and stuff. You gotta be careful about the h5. Okay. You attack the queen on tempo. That's good. So you're defending c6 implicitly. Queen goes away. You attack the knight now. You know he could play actually knight to h5. You have to be careful with that one though. I guess you have to pay a little bit of attention. But good news for you. I wonder if we could do this. And after he plays the check, I guess you take. We have to be careful. I'm not sure about the queen here though. That's serious. I'm not sure. Maybe you have to drop the bishop. Just in any case, making sure f6 is not exploitable by them. So, Henry, maybe some bishop d8. You need to be careful about the f6. Yeah, I don't know what to say about the queen. Yeah, maybe bishop d8. Just to avoid further complications. Yeah, but he's still got knight f6, right? So you have to take with the rook. Now, the guy takes with a pawn. Of course. I guess you can. Probably bishop d8 wasn't a bad move anyway. Takes. You're still winning. Not easy, but I think it's good. Following rook b8. So, I think bishop d8 I would have played. You go behind the pass pawn. He could block it for the time being, but after he blocks it, you could just jumping with this guy, and probably it's getting over. Exactly. Let me go back to that particular moment. Wait. Bishop d8 here. I want to check if actually bishop d8 is the most efficient move. Bishop d8. Let's find out. Bishop d2. Rook b8. Rook b8 I said billion years ago. Bishop d8, the third move of the engine. So I didn't tell you nonsense. Bishop d8 is a very sensible move, William. There you go. Yeah, but you know, everything boils down to your choices when you're actually playing the game. I don't say it's wrong. Everything you've done is great. Studying the puzzles and getting the chess books, and everything boils down to what you practically play. So it's great, but you know, we have to identify the most effective, efficient moves. Bishop d8, the move that I proposed here, is from a human level, it's incredibly important to cut off any counter game. I thought about the stuff you played, but the engine doesn't like it the most because it allows knight f6 and then you have to sack and exchange. Yeah, the engine says very many stuff. The engine says bishop d8. But I, as a human, I need to address knight f6. I want to deal with that thing. No, there's no d1. No, there's a bishop d2. But I'm a human and I want to play bishop d8 because f6 will be taken by the bishop then. And then I'm going to play queen to e5. I don't need to sack a rook. So this one is still winnable long term, but d8, well, that's another scenario, I guess. Anyway, don't help your opponent. Don't help your opponent. b6 was unnecessary. I'm telling you in human words. b6 was unnecessary. The stuff you played. Completely unnecessary. You're so lucky he didn't take with a d. I mean, let's see what the engine thinks when the guy takes with the D, and let's see the eval gauge. So that was completely unnecessary. Oh my god. The engine says D takes C5 and B takes C5, but to my understanding, D takes C5, and it is indeed the first line of the engine. D takes C5 would give me shivers. Yeah, so you have to understand the subtleties. So everything boils down to understanding when not to do this kind of stuff. So maybe that's why probably you'll lose or you're stuck at 1700 amongst others. I don't know. So you have to understand these moments. Don't help the other guy. Don't help him. Nice game. Thanks for the game, brother. Everyone can get some coaching, including yourself. Yeah, drop me a message. I'll come back at you. Yeah. What was that thing? A monthly Blitz arena. All right. Let's hit one or two more here, guys. I'll try to discuss as much as I can. Drop me a text, a message, and I'll respond to you, my friend. Okay. It's perfectly fine on Chess. Perfectly fine. Blitz, that is. A, B, bishop takes. This guy's not very happy, isn't it? You gotta keep the bishop there for a while. If he takes, I'll be very happy. If he doesn't take, I'll just develop. Well, let's play this. He might be taking now. He didn't. Okay. I could play this. Let me develop bishop e2. Now I could take this guy here. And then you're gonna play this for sure. For sure. So let's see how he reacts to this. Is he going to castle short? Because this bishop, he didn't castle short. Okay. Okay. H. And then again. And then again. And again. And again. Yeah, sure, absolutely. Let's just push the H. Why not? Why not? Pushing the H. Okay, what do we do next? The question is, what do I go with the queen? Can I go here? Can I go here? Can I push this guy? Can I play this? Nothing that great anymore. Wait a minute. Can I play this? It's just what is. Okay, let's see how he chooses to react to this. Let's see. So they took, I take, attacking this guy straight away. They defend. Okay, makes sense. They gonna castle long now. They might. They might. Check. They're gonna play this. Yeah, what the heck. G6 probably. Oh, come on. I don't want to trade. Back on E2. Okay, we're going to get this guy. Okay, so he decided. He decided. Of course. I got no other plan. Just pushing the H. Maybe I'm going to castle long sometime. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. We need to address that guy a little bit, right? Yeah. we're gonna get the knight here now. Look at this one, guys. Maybe it works. Knight f6. He has to react now. Yeah, he did the right thing, you see. He did the right thing. Oh, yeah, playing this. Yeah, but it's not gonna take, though. We're gonna play stuff like this. Let's castle now. Sorry. I guess bishop takes, queen takes. Yeah. Interesting. But he's gonna go for the trades now. Pretty sure of that. I'm gonna avoid them. I'm gonna try to get quickly some rooks and attack on e6. That's exactly what I'm gonna try though. Rook fe1, and I'll try to go for this guy here on e. Oh, come on! He's attacking me. Here? Maybe. Come on, we gotta move faster. I could have played, yeah, but I don't wanna simplify. I want to increase the attack now, whatever that means. I gotta break through. Yeah, I gotta play F. I gotta do many things. Now, we have to do this now. What does it want to do? Takes. Huh? Okay. Rook. Somewhere like that. You know. What? What are you doing, pal? Hey, wait a minute. Oh, sugar. That guy's pinned, isn't he? I mean, if he takes, I win the rook. Oh my god, I was lucky. This guy's 2100 and something. That's why it was a little bit challenging. I think I like it now. I think I like it now. Well, of course, it's not finished yet. I could trade the queens. Oh, sugar. How's it going to take with? If he takes with the pawn, I think he's in deep trouble. Because it opens up my bishop and stuff. But let's see. Yeah, I want to trade off stuff now. That's it. Everything must go. Everything must go. Everything must go. What's it going to take back with? He gonna push this guy again. I gotta be careful. Bishop here, he gonna push again. So what? I mean, he gonna push again, right? Yes, he does. Okay. Okay. And then queen c4. Queen c4, queen's gone. That's it. That's it. Nice and cool now. Queen takes. What? This boy, man. But okay. There is stuff here though. Man, I wanted to simplify the stuff, but this guy. Check. Do I take? Dude, I gotta be crazy careful of this. Yeah, but the queen is gone, pal. What queen? Game over. Oh, no. That was a crazy game I played. And I pushed the Dirty Harry. The H, pushing the H, go and go and go with the H. And it paid off in the end. Yeah. Difficult game. Yeah, it's challenging. You play guys that are 2000, 2100 plus. The games are very challenging. Very challenging. You're gonna play NMs. There's also title players beyond 2000, so you're gonna be challenged. But that's how we like it. Back to 20 then. Back to 20. Where were we? Where's the... uh-huh. Sardinia World Chess Festival. Never been to Sardinia. I mean, I've been to southern Italy. Calabria. I've been to Calabria 2-3 times, I think. Great food and cheese and stuff. And wine and things. Great stuff. But I've never been to Sardinia. Okay. Alright, let's hit this. I'm white. Cool. Take the center. Nice e3. Defending e4. I can make a pin, or I could just take this guy. I'll make a pin later on. Now. I'm a castle. I think it's cool. a3. So let's see what he plays. Oh lord. Well, keeping my bishop here potentially. I could push. And I think I should. I could take with this guy, I could take with this guy. They both goodish. I like with a knight though. I gotta be careful. This guy's a little bit hanging, but it's not that hanging. Hey, that's okay. Let's take the knight first. Okay. Maybe I could do a quick checkmate. And if they're gonna play g6, then I'm gonna go queen h6, right? I don't think that's bad at all. I don't think that's bad. I don't think so. I'm gonna go here. I get this guy, so they can't play bishop g5 or anything. And then maybe dance around a bit to the knight to g4 and things like that. So that might be cool. Let's find out. Oh man, I'm sorry. He overlooked this. Sorry about this. He overlooked that. There's a checkmate there. Sorry. He played relatively okay, but that knight b8 was completely unnecessary. He shouldn't have dropped it. Okay, all fair and games, fun and games. Knight b8? No. No. You don't do knight b8. You don't do knight b8 here. You play anything, I would say. Bishop g4. Anything. a6 maybe. a6 maybe. You don't play knight b8. No. It, it invites me to reposition my bishop and creating threats, so he shouldn't have played knight b8. So, yeah. Okay, let's hit a puzzle now. Okay, quick puzzle here, guys. You're free to do the puzzles if you see them, guys. Because you're faster than me, that's why. So what am I supposed to do here? There's a check here. I'm looking for checks. I know the rook is hanging, but that's a check. For instance, that might be something. Then the guy is gonna go with the king here. Then could I hit him again? Or is just too crazy? Then the guy's gonna go. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure though. I could play maybe rook e1. Rook e1. Should I play rook e1? Asking for a friend. Rook e1. What's the worst thing that could happen? It could be some back rank. Because if the guy takes, actually we're having check. They move and then I'll take this guy. Then they take my... Wait a minute. Bang. The guy goes. There's got to be a checkmate somewhere. As they go here. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Hello, Mr. Ghost. He had checkmate in one? Oh, that I think then he blundered more than me or something. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna look at that. I can't remember. I mean, I've seen that. I've had my checkmate things and something. Yeah, Mr. Ghost, thanks for the idea. So, what do we do here? Moses said a5. a5. We're taking the pawn. Maybe. I don't think it's bad. I like that one. We're actually threatening to take two minor pieces with the price over rook. Is it really the strongest move, though? Can we do a check first, Moses? Queen c3. Queen c3 check. The guy gonna has to move. He gotta move somewhere. And then maybe hell. I'm still not sure where to go. I'm not sure. I understand what you're saying. Rook a5 probably is correct. It's a serious move. But maybe there's something else. I kind of like it. Yeah, it's cool to take a5. I'm threatening to take the knight and the bishop with the rook. Yeah, that's cool. I still don't know. Okay, h5. My bad if I misread. h5. Hey, that makes sense. I like that one more. I like this one way more. Yes, I like h5 more. I like it very much. I start to like it. Yes, h5 is serious stuff. It's very serious stuff, h5. Yeah, totally. Yeah. I think Moses is right on this one. Yeah, totally. Moses, I think that's the case, dude. It's h5 indeed. Unless there is some craziness. But I don't think that's just way too risky. No way. No. It might be, though. Even if he takes, though, we got this. It's serious stuff, you see. When you go rook e1, you don't really want them to take your... I mean, they're not going to take your rook because you're going to queen. Cool. When you go rook e1, my friends, actually, we also having this. This is very serious. This is very serious. I don't even know what to look at. I mean, I think it's kind of like winning then. What do you think about rook e1 with the purpose rook h1, though? What do you think about this one, though? Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the like. Thanks for the subscribe. Cheers. So when I'm considering rook e1, I'm actually going for rook h1. You know? I think this is also quite good. But hell, maybe h5 is more direct. What do you think, Taro? What do you think, man? Is it h5 or rook e1? Two candidate moves here. This one is cool. This one is also interesting. h5. h5 is something. I don't know which one to play. Rook e1 is to be considered if it's a forced sequence of checkmate or anything. H5, on the other hand, kind of like wins a knight with check and things. Well, they don't have to move the bishop per se. Maybe they've got some other stuff. Actually, it's quite difficult. So these are the only lines I'm looking at. I don't know what to play yet. I'm inclined to say, so h5 is the stuff that wins material. Rook e1 is also challenging for white, but do they have resources? And is it really checkmate? Bang, boom, bang, check. They have to play. Okay, cool. What's next? You can't play queen h4 because knight. Okay, but you got queen c3. You've got queen c3. Check. They can play rook c2. It's just getting so complicated and unnecessary. Therefore, h5. So, Moses, I think h5 in the end. Rook e1 is cool. It's interesting, but I don't see the forced checkmate sequence. So, but that's your idea. I didn't have any merit about h5. That's completely your idea, brother. And I think you might be correct. I think you're correct. Yes, you're correct. You are correct. Yes, you've done it. You've done it. Let me, though, check if at least was the second or the third line of the engine. So you've done it. Totally. Let me see if rook e1 is even mentioned. Yes, but that draws. The move that I've speculated, rook e1, it just complicates massively and you don't win a damn thing. Whereas h5 does win. So kudos to you, brother. You've done it. You've done it. Congrats. Thank you, Moses, for this. You've done it, brother. Cool, 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 cool. All righty. You, number one. You've done it. Very nice, very sharp. Okay. I'm looking for forcing moves here. I've got a queen that got to do something, very likely. So it's got to do something with the knight and queen. You got to do some checks. Probably queen e4. Probably. If not, queen d1. So you either go this way, or you go this way, or you go this way. The problem would be, after you play queen to d1, they might play, for instance, g2. So where's the other check? Nowhere. So that doesn't work. If I do this, I'm covering g2, but then they go e2. Where's the next check? Well, there might be g4. Then they play f3. Then I take this guy and I'm winning. I guess that's the whole idea. Yeah. So then again, fellas, this, you can't play f5 because the queen, right? But this forces them e2, and then we play nicely queen to g4, checking the king, and we're attacking this guy here. So winning material, that was that. What? It's f3 though. It's not checkmate. It's f3. It's not checkmate, but we kind of like winning the rook, so that's that. They're going to play f3 or knight f3. I wish you were checkmate, but it's not, Moses. It's not. But I think you're happy if we take a rook, right? You're happy if we take a rook. You got to be happy with this. It's not checkmate. It's not checkmate. They just go whatever the heck they want. But we're just winning stuff. Yeah, exactly as I said. F3, exactly as I said. And now we take. So, yeah, okay, we got extra rook here. We're going to play g6. We're going to play king g7. We're going to get the rooks in whatever. We're just winning here. We win here. Important stuff is, guys, to connect the two black rooks. So g6, king g7, getting the rooks connected. And I think we absolutely are fine. No, there is no checkmate. There was no checkmate. It's just simply, and as you could see, it's just simply winning material. There ain't no checkmate. We had to take that guy. Yes, Abdul. Yes, thanks for the follow and subscribing, fellas. Appreciate, great deal. Alrighty, we're gonna call it a day now, and hopefully, guys, tomorrow Thursday, I'm gonna meet you up again. Take care of yourselves, guys. Be good and be wise.